Man, we had such a fun session last week. So many win stories. Now we're back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. So now we're taking a look at Microsoft, which patched a critical Entra ID flaw, which could enable global admin impersonation across tenants. This was a critical vulnerability in Entra ID that could have allowed attackers to impersonate any user, including global admins, across any tenant. The flaw scored a perfect 10 CVSS and stemmed from inadequate token validation in the legacy Azure AD Graph API combined with service-to-service S2S actor tokens from the access control service. So again, this could have affected virtually all Entra ID deployments globally. It would bypass MFA, conditional access policies, and not leave an audit trail due to the lack of API level logging. And attackers would have been able to impersonate global admins without any existing access to target organizations. Tokens from one tenant could be used to access any other tenant. And successful exploitation would provide access to all Entra ID connected services, which include SharePoint, Exchange, Azure resources, and more. Microsoft received the report on July 14th and patched it as of the 17th, so no customer action was required for the fix. It's worth noting, not made clear in the headline, this was identified by a researcher. There's not a known exploitation of it at this time. But I mean, let's start, why is the malicious use of S2S tokens could have happened here so potentially concerning? Just heavy sigh. I think that'll just be the quote of the week.
It's, these are like some of the worst tokens. We see these abused all the time, right? People get phished or tricked into granting access, and then people are using them to access whatever they want in Azure, right? With very little logging and accountability. And this one, man, it really reminds me of it's like 2015-ish. There was a Android unlock bug where somebody just kept hitting the same button 20 times or something, and it would unlock Android.
Yeah.
It very much reminds me of someone just screwing around in the API and being like, what if I just try to give it a different scope for another company? It really just this just really feels like no one tested for that. Yeah, I don't know. Great on them for patching it fast. But I think that's more an indicator of how serious it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the service-to-service tokens, they typically have pretty high privilege because they're just designed to allow services to authenticate and interact with each other, and on autonomous nature. So that also makes it somewhat hard to audit, because even if the logs were there, which who knows if they were, judging on what we're seeing in this article, it just service to service stuff and principal service accounts and all these other things going on in Microsoft. It's hard enough to discern what license you need for Microsoft 365, let alone what's going on in their logs. So seeing these service to service interactions, good luck trying to figure out which ones are malicious. And it's just, you're just going to get lost in the sea of logs, if there is a sea. I mean, maybe there isn't a sea at all and you've got nothing to look at, in which case you're also in a bad spot. But yeah, all of this is just a bad thing because it combines the worst case scenario of you've got global scope, you've got maximum privileges, and very minimal detection capabilities, if any at all. I commend Microsoft for getting it done quickly, but I was an optimist in my last argument, so I'll be a pessimist here and say it kind of concerns me that it was so fast, because they could have done it fast because it was serious, or they could have also done it fast because it was a whoops, how did that get production? I meant to actually uncomment this line, and maybe it was something that was such an easy fix that they're oh, get that out quick. They got it done fast, but maybe that means it was just something so stupid, so low level that they're we gotta, that's an easy fix, let's just get it done now. So that's my pessimist side this time.
Well, and it's not that there's a unimportant service, but we're talking about the identity service here, so that's going to have a serious level of impact. So definitely, I think deserves a higher level of scrutiny in testing before release.
I do have a glass half full version of this.
Okay, all right, let's hear it.
I think some nation states probably got some of their tactics burned here, because this is the kind of bug that would be incredibly useful to have in your back pocket, and probably something that people have found.
Yeah.
So it's gone now, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, as much as if we all were pessimists on this and absolutely hated, and Microsoft, why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? There's no logging. I can't believe you. Like, where are we all gonna go? Like, you're gonna move to workspace? Like, it's just a weird situation. Like, because whenever something like this, if this had gotten like somebody popped to it, like an APT popped it or something like that, like if this was like Kaseya again or something else, those conversations of like, oh, do I move to the other RMM? Do I move to this thing? Those conversations always come up. But unfortunately, with like Microsoft and like you've got all your eggs in one basket, it's like, as much as they do stuff that we hate, it's like, what can we do at the end of the day? Like, we can continue to like say stuff about them, but hopefully we can find like better ways to like prod them to just be better, especially like no logging. That's just, I mean, maybe that's just the detection engineering side of me, but like that's just like I think that's low hanging fruit. That it's a little unfortunate that even Microsoft couldn't get figured out.
What do you mean there's no other options, Jake? I saw people on the internet and they said this is the year of Linux, so everybody can easily make a jump from Microsoft to other services now.
That's go back to Lotus Notes or whatever else we got in the back pocket.
WordPerfect, I think, is the fallback plan.
I actually loved Lotus Notes. That dates how old I am, but I loved that software.
I think you leaked a little bit your generational experience there, Mike. That's okay though.